tutorial on how to create your Shenanigans weave. So Shenanigans is a simple strip of dragon scale. So again, like dragon scale, uses two different sizes of jump rings. In this case, I've used jump rings with an aspect ratio of 4 and of 6. So you can sort of like do this in lots of different sizes to create either a thicker or a thinner weave. So you can see here I've got two different widths of weave. Using your 6mm inner diameter on a 1mm wire and 4mm inner diameter on a 1mm wire, and that creates the most beautiful necklace as well. But you can scale it up if you want to, knowing that the aspect ratios are the same, 4 and 6. So to get started, we're going to get our large jump rings, and we can keep all of these closed, so we don't need any open large jump rings, and we're going to open our small jump rings. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. So to get started, what we need to create is an eye using 2 jump rings. I'm just going to zoom in for you so you can see. So when we put 2 jump rings over the top of each other, you can see that we've created an eye shape or a marquee shape in the middle here. Okay, and it's important that my right hand jump ring is on the top and my left hand jump ring is underneath. So I'm going to take an open jump ring, so a small open jump ring, and I'm going to place it onto the bar of the underneath jump ring that's in the middle of this top jump ring. Okay, so in effect I'm going through the eye of where these 2 jump rings overlap. So that jump ring's gone into the eye. Now before I close this jump ring, I'm going to place on a closed large jump ring. Close this one up. Okay. So I've now got that jump ring is now sat to the side. So we can see that it's sat over to this side, so it's gone over to my left. I'm going to bring it into the centre. It's gone over to my left, so, and this one is sitting over to my right. Okay, so you can see I've over exaggerated that so you can see it. But what we've also got now is, if I just leave this, get this one to sit straight in the correct sizes. These jump rings are just a little bit too big. What will happen is this jump ring will sit straight, so it's going to go over to the left to sit this jump ring straight. So this jump ring is going to stay horizontal, the small one. If it goes over to the right, can you see how it's gone almost like diagonally? So it has to sit over to the left of our weave. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take another open jump ring, and all we're doing is we're looking for that eye again. So if I just move this one out of the way so you can see, can you see we've got this eye shape here between these 2? So in this case, the right hand jump ring is underneath and the left hand jump ring is on top. So I'm going to always add it to the underneath side jump ring. So it's going to go through the eye, but if you imagine it just attaching to that bar that's in the inside. So again, I'm going to go through the eye of where they cross. Okay, and before I close, I'm going to add on another closed jump ring, a large closed jump ring. So all my jump rings that are closed are large, all my open jump rings are small. Now you can see that this jump ring again is over to the left, but this one we want to put over to the right. And you can tell that it's correct because these will sit horizontally in your weave. Can we see if we push it over to the left how it's gone on a diagonal? It's not looking in position. So it has to mirror the one underneath. So we can see we've got 2 jump rings on this side now, 2 jump rings on this side. And we're always looking at the very top jump ring that's on the top, the one that's underneath. If I just move this out of the way, you can see my next eye shape is here. So it's this jump ring that's to the left. We're going to connect it to that one. So it's going to go through that eye shape. So it's sitting in the middle of this top right hand one, but it's attached to this bottom left. So it's gone into the eye shape there. And before we close, we place on another closed large jump ring, and we sit this one to the left and close. So we can see now how our weave's starting to evolve. So you can see we've got our three jump rings to one side, 3 jump rings to the other, 2 jump rings to this side, 3 jump rings on this side, but you can see how it's starting to zigzag up. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. So my next jump ring that I'm going to add on, look for my top jump ring, which in this case is on my left side. My bottom jump ring is on the right side, so it's that bottom jump ring that I'm going to attach to as long as it stays on the inside of this top left. So it's going through the eye, aware of where they both meet. And before we close, we place another open jump ring on, close that one up, and we can see that this jump ring's gone diagonally, so that means that this jump ring has to flip over, and they're all going to sit nice and neat now. So we've got our shenanigans weave. So you can see we're going left, right, left, right, left, right. And so you carry on going until you've got the length of the piece that you want. Now we need to stabilize this at the ends. So you can do a couple of rows and then stabilize it, which is what I prefer to do. So I probably put, like as you can see, I've put 3 extra small jump rings in and 4 large. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stabilize the bottom part so it doesn't come out of sequence, as then we can carry on. So with the stabilization of the bottom part of the weave, if I just bring this one over, I'm just going to move that one out of the way. What we need to do is lock the end jump ring in place, okay? So we can see this is the very first small jump ring. Let me bring it closer so you can see. This is the first jump ring that we added in, and this is my locking jump ring. So this one is sitting inside the weave as normal. The locking jump ring is going to sit on the outside, and I'm just going to bring this back so you can see where it's going to go. So it has to go through the gap of where all 3 bottom large jump rings cross. So it's going to go through that gap there. Okay, so can you see all 3? It's a bit like a Venn diagram, I know, but all 3 cross over, and this negative space here is where they all cross over. So that will lock the bottom 3 large jump rings in place. So I'll pop it in and you'll be able to see it a lot easier. I'm just going to turn it to the side so I find it easier just to go turn it to the side to put this one in. So it's locked all 3 of those in place. Okay, and as I pick it up you can see it's not going anywhere, it's completely locked in place. So it's gone through all 3 of where they cross over. And I'm going to close that one up. So this is now locked in place. It won't go anywhere. So you can see that. And then all I'm going to do to attach my clasp, if I bring this piece over to show you. So you can see I've locked in place here. This is my locking jump ring on the outside. All I've done then is taken 2 of my smaller jump rings, gone through the last 2 bottom jump rings through the eye of where they cross over, and that's where I've attached my clasp to. So that's how you make your shenanigans weave. Thanks for watching.